Hey guys, welcome to Chapter 7, which takes a look at on-the-job training methods. And building on what we looked at last chapter, where Chapter 6 looked at methods of training that would occur off the job, typically outside of the workplace in a classroom type of setting. This one takes a look at training methods that will take place, well, as the name suggests, on the job. So OJT is probably the most common method of training if you were to compare the two categories. And this chapter takes a look at a couple of general concepts around that. So, what are the phases that would typically take place for OJT to occur? What are some of the methods? And although, again, similar to last chapter, make sure you can discuss each one. A couple of things in particular to pay attention to here would be the section on coaching and mentoring. And really there, you should be able to differentiate between the two. And I say that because in my consulting role, when I'm talking to clients, one of the things that I often see happening in the real world is those two terms being used interchangeably as if they were the same thing, and they are very distinctly different, and I want to make sure that you have that understanding between the two things. As well, at the end of the chapter, now that at that point you've covered and hopefully understand both off the job and on the job, there's a section that talks about the two and how they can be combined. Remember in Chapter 6, that chapter ended with a discussion on blended training. So when we talk about blended, it's not just within a category, on or off, it's between those categories and any type of really method that you can come up with. So you should be able to discuss and explain at the end of this chapter, if I was to give you a scenario where training was needed, what would be the methods in a blended approach that you would use, and I would hope that there'd probably be some combination of on and off the job depending on what that scenario was. All right, so take a look through, give me an email or a text or a phone call if you have any questions, and again, happy reading.